magical time of year when the Great Wall of China and my apartment are the only two man-made structures visible from space. I must say, I'm really excited.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love.
Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, Your Worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, I know a lot of you guys out there often sit back and wonder why we constantly get reboots and sequels to movies that didn't need reboots, that didn't need sequels. First off, the lack of writing talent and creativity in Hollywood is one reason why they're having such trouble right now. And Hollywood is really hurting. I mean, if you talk to people in the industry like Cameron Pasha, a lot of people aren't getting jobs. They're not getting callbacks because the industry right now is suffering. It's suffering from, well, the economic conditions right now. It's suffering from a bad reputation. But what I want to talk about is something that's plagued, I think, the film industry for decades, and it's money laundering. And the mafia here in the United States used to do it. I will tell you about that in the second half of this video. And just recently, the Calabrian mafia, Ndrangheta, was taken down for using the film industry in Italy to launder money. Now, let's talk about money laundering. The film industry is known for its but it has become an unexpected stage for a much darker performance, money laundering. Criminals often exploit the complexity, vast sums of money, and the lack of oversight and actually the reach of the film industry and the lack of oversight and budgets to launder illicit financial things that they have, from gambling to racketeering to drug selling to human trafficking. What they do is they'll put it in a front company. The front company then transfers it to it's called layering. Transfer it to a bank. The bank then transfers it to a shell company and then disperses it out into the legit market. Okay, that's money laundering. It is illegal I think it's illegal in every country on the planet. And when you ask why and how it happens, and you look at Hollywood today, and you look at all the things people believe of it, and you look at the crappiness of the films, they don't want to make films that make money. They're doing something else here. Okay? And, you could look at the Walt Disney Corporation and how badly things like The Acolyte fared, how badly The Last Jedi fared, how badly, all right, even The Force Awakens. Disney legitimately did not net a profit from all the movies that they've made since they bought Lucasfilm. I am not saying there was money laundering there, but when you look at everything on the scale, from Batman versus Superman to Ghostbusters 2016 to The Acolyte here, when we know The Acolyte wasn't budgeted in a way that Disney normally does budgeting. They do use shell companies. Blue Stockings Limited, UK, was a shell company the Acolyte used to disperse its funds to make the sizzle reel that Leslie Headland made. Okay. The thing about it is we don't know where the money came from. Okay. I don't believe for 1 minute that Disney paid a dime for it. I don't think anybody who knows the story believes that. Now, rumor in the office is at Lucasfilm that the people who funded it wanted to see it on the TV and were not pleasant people. Okay, so, was it money that was given to Headland's group by an outside source, and where did the outside source get it? See, this is why we question things. All right, and as we know, money laundering has been a big deal in the film industry for decades. Okay, there are mobsters out there, former mobsters out there, that made a lot of movies washing their ill-gotten gains through the industry to make the money from illicit and illegitimate to legitimate. Okay, and it's really interesting to me watching all this and seeing how it goes, how it's starting to appear that is what has been going on all across the board in Hollywood. Okay, so this isn't a rare occurrence. And with all the rumors about the way people in Hollywood behave, you gotta ask, what are they washing the money through, and why is this happening? Why would a company like Lucasfilm ever touch the Acolyte? Were they forced to? By whom? These are questions that need to be answered, okay? Because they're important.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
So everybody out there knows I have a fascination with the five families of New York: the Gambinos, the Colombos, the Bonanos, the Genoveses, and the Lucchese's. Michael Franzese, the son of Colombo crime family boss Sonny Franzese, was a capo regime in the Colombo crime family. He worked with Joe Colombo, who was very instrumental in making The Godfather. Okay? He only asked one thing. Can you remove the word mafia from the movie? And it only appears once. And Coppola obliged, and there you go. Okay, so Michael Franzese came on my radar a while back during the epidemic because I was bored. I started watching YouTube, and there he was. Very interesting guy. He's reformed, obviously, and he has really good stories to tell about what that life was like, that thing of ours, as the mafia refers to their little club. And he ran a lot of scams. He was a huge earner for the Colombo family. Huge. The guy ended up with 5 houses and a helicopter, okay, at one point. He would take money from a gasoline tax scam that they were running in the state of New York, on Long Island and New York, take that money, layer it, and then use that money in another shell company to produce horror movies. Horror movies are cheap to make, and as far as earning money off of them, for some reason people are fascinated with being afraid, and they're one of the few genres, even now, that make money for the studios. And I did a little research, and this one movie that he had in particular is listed on IMDb called Mausoleum. And it's a horror movie, obviously. It was made in 1983. The money used from the gas tax was used and turned into legal funds by washing it through this movie. Okay. And it's, in my opinion, a very clever way of hiding the origin of the money. Because the origin of the money is where it matters the most. And when you think about it, we know that Franzese he was into the rackets. He had $10 million out on the street at one time. And because, mafia bosses are loan sharks. Okay. Gambling, I think. I'm not going to, but I'm just going through the usual stuff right now. And, the gas tax scam. They took a lot of money away from the state government of New York and the federal government, which I think is only fair. I mean, as a libertarian, I don't think gasoline should be taxed. So then we get a huge mafia trial in Italy. Ndrangheta mobsters use London as its investment and money laundering base, flushing billions of pounds through, and there you go. They laundered a lot of money through the Italian film industry. So, and the Italian mob is a little bit different than the New York, the families in the United States. And they're a little bit more dangerous. I mean, if you've ever seen the movie or TV show The Offer, when Al Ruddy's faced with the Cosa Nostra, which is what the Sicilian mob at the time called themselves, they leave Corleone because you don't want to deal with it anymore. Then you have the Wolf of Wall Street producer charged in Malaysian money laundering scheme. The stepson of the president of Malaysia, prime minister of Malaysia, embezzled $235 million from from the government through money laundering to make the Wolf of Wall Street. Okay, these are international, but do not kid yourselves. There's a lot of that shit going on right now in Hollywood. I would say, and the reason why is because it's not like there's an oversight from the companies like, Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Sony, Columbia, etc. There isn't a lot of budget oversight. And no, $248 million from a state investment fund. This is, it's embezzlement and it's money laundering, and you got the book thrown at them. But don't kid yourself. Like I said, this happens here. It happened here. Michael Franzese would tell you that he laundered a lot of money through his film industry, and there were other legit businesses. This is why mobsters do that. Where'd you get the money? We made a movie. Here it is. There you go. So The Acolyte. Because we're not sure where the financials came from. Because I don't think anybody with a brain can look at themselves and say, Disney paid for it. When, we've been told by Sparrow, Favreau saw what Hedlund filmed and said it was garbage. He's seen better this is the worst fan film he's ever seen. Okay. This is why you got to ask, where did the money come from? Okay. And why was it released when they knew it was trash? Okay. These are questions that need to be answered. I kind of wanted to talk about this for a while. So there you go. And I hope you guys have a great Friday or Thursday. I'll see you around the galaxy.
That's no moon. It's a space station.
It's too big to be a space station.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
I'll see you shortly. Steady. Hey, steady, girl.
Hey, what's the matter? You smell something?